getting it beyond Kenneth Vermeer. The lovely flick on from Federico. It's the first open play goal for Gonzalo Higuain. And InterMiami are 2-0 up away from home, spoiling the party of FC Cincinnati.
Yes, there you go. The dulcet tones of Chris Whittingham and, of course, Fernando Fiori, the Presidente. And you just heard Phil Neville there to open it up a little bit. Good afternoon, boys and girls. Time to have some fun on the show. Welcome aboard to a Tuesday. We got one more day this week. We'll be out on Thursday and Friday because, obviously, I will have my operation on Thursday morning. I am told, by the way, I cannot talk for a whole week. Okay? Do you know how hard it is for me not to? I got, like, tons of dogs at home. I've got my wife, obviously, daughter, all kinds of family members. I got to then, obviously, we got to run a station, which I guess I'll be doing a lot of texting and meeting with people and texting and stuff like that because I won't be able to physically talk for a week, which is just absolutely weird. I mean, have you ever had to do that, Alex, where you can't talk for a week? Talk for a day? Talk for 2 days?
No, I don't think so, no.
Right? That's a challenge, dude. It's going to be a challenge. So that's what I'm told. I was hoping, maybe a couple days or whatever. He goes, nope, you can't talk for a whole week. You got to stay away from talking for a whole week. That's pretty. It's pretty difficult. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know what I can do. Maybe I can next Friday. I will do a show. I don't know how long. Maybe I'll do a short show on Friday of next week. It'll be something along those lines. But yeah, so it is what it is. So we got 2 more days this week, and we would have, and then we will have a. We won't be off because I'll be doing all kinds of other work, obviously, but I just won't be able to be on the air physically, obviously doing my stuff. Ian says, my wife would love for me to shut up for a whole week, LOL. And RC says, especially you, brother, your wife don't play, bro, so you will remain silent as the teacher is the boss. Yes, she is the boss. There's no doubt about that. And I'm sure she'll be on top of all of that, saying, nope, don't say anything, don't say anything, don't say anything. She's already like that at home, like, don't wear out your voice, and all that since we found out. She had to, she after I went to see the doctor, he told me what I had to do, this and that. She had like 80,000 questions for me. I go, I'm not the doctor. And she goes, well, why didn't you ask him this or that? And I go, nothing. The guy said he'll take it out. It's over. It's a few minutes, and you move on. And that's it. And so she wanted to find out everything, about it. And so she actually had the doctor call her yesterday, and like she asked him like 4,000 questions. So that way she could feel good. You know what I'm saying? So all that stuff. So she was all kind of worried about it, and he was like, "Nah, it's pretty standard. It's normal. It's fun. It's fine. He'll be good. It'll be a quick procedure. You'll take him home and all that." So she gets the day off too, by the way. Good for her. She doesn't have to go to work on Thursday. So she gets to take care of me on Thursday. So Thursday I can get babied. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. So we will have it. Tony Segala says, "What's up, Big O? I bought the dip into V-Chain and Crow." Nice. There you go. I like reserve rights, okay? It's also there on Crow, Tony. And reserve rights right now, you should look it up. Do your own homework, okay? Don't just go buying whatever I tell you to buy. Go do your own homework because I'm not a financial advisor or any of that kind of stuff. But since you're on crypto, because it's not on Coinbase, there's another one called Reserve Rights. And right now it's at 6.5 cents. And it was at 11.5 cents. And I think it might end up going to $1 by the end of the year. This is an amazing company, what they're trying to do. So look for Reserve Rights. That's another one that I just got into recently, and it's really, really cheap. Obviously, it's 6.5 cents. I've bought it at 6 and 7 and 7.5 cents, and it's because it went down even lower than what I bought it. So it's going to be good. It's a very interesting project. Um, I think they have 1 in 4 Venezuelans already using it. It's a stable coin, and so it's for countries like Venezuela and Colombia and Argentina and Brazil that their economies are shot, their governments are dirty, their money's worthless. Go look at the pictures of Venezuela. The money's in the streets because they threw away the money on the streets because it's worthless. So that is a stable coin that fights through any kind of inflationary issues that a country has. You don't have to depend on their money. You just use that instead. It's a really great concept. It's an amazing concept. Go look at it. Great company, I think, in the making. So, well, it'll be good. That's one you want to look at. Reserve rights. Okay, a couple bucks. It's cheap. It's worth the gamble. Let's just put it that way. Because that's all we're doing, right? Stocks or crypto or whatever, right? We're still gambling to a certain extent. What's it called? Uber says, just grunt to your wife. It works for me when I don't feel like talking to my woman. I wonder if you can, because you still got to do something with your voice when you grunt, So I don't know if I should even do that, because you could feel your cords moving when you do that. So I don't even know if I can do that, Uber. Let's see. Ray says, howdy, Big O. You made me an InterMiami fan since last year. Much appreciated, my friend. There you go, Ray. Thank you, sir. And better days are ahead, man. There's a better season already than last year. It'll get better, man. It's an expansion of franchise. George and company will figure it out. Nobody's more motivated to have a winner than Jorge Mas. So that's the beauty. You got an owner that is madly driven to win. Okay, insanely driven to win, and they will eventually. They'll get it done. Let's see. Pat in Asheville says Big O's gonna have an English accent after the surgery. Cheerio, mates. Herman says you'll do great, Big O. It's full anesthesia or partial. I'm not sure if it's full or partial. Something tells me it might be full. Because if they're making me do the chest x-ray, the blood work, the physical, the COVID test, what else did I do? There was one more thing that I did. Damn it. I've done so many things. Today I do my chest x-ray. Today's the last thing is my chest x-ray. I did one more. Oh, the EKG. And so something tells me that it is regular anesthesia, not local. I don't think I'm going to be awake for this. I think they're going to put me out, and then they put the brace in whatever, and then they go in and then pop it out, and it's over. You know what I mean? Supposedly it's quick. Supposedly it's like a 15-minute operation. You know what I mean? So something tells me, I you know what? My wife might have asked that part of the 4,000 questions she asked. She might know more. I just was like, the doctor. It's not like hey, it's cancerous or you got to go. No. There was nothing serious about it. He goes, hey, man, it's a small polyp. We just got to get in there. We got to take it out, and you'll be fine. Plenty of people get it all the time. He tells me teachers that he gets it from teachers all the time. And then some of you filled me in that I didn't know. A lot of singers get it. So I started looking it up, and all kinds of singers have had polyps in their vocal cords. Like apparently that's something that happens a lot. I didn't know that. Apparently it happens like to a lot of people that use their voice a lot. They end up, I guess whatever it is, the strain or whatever. I had 2 polyps in my nasal cavity years ago that gave me brutal migraine headaches, and they got rid of those too. So not a big deal. Let's see, what else do we have here? Reserve rights, I'm on it, Big O. You the man. Well, I don't know if I'm the man. I'm just, how about Polygon, dude? Polygon's over $2. And I told you guys last Saturday, okay? So it's been 10 days since I told you guys about Polygon, because I got on Polygon on Friday night, And then somebody was asking me on Twitter, what do I have invested in? So I tweeted out all the things that I'm invested in, and I added Polygon to it. But I had gotten in on 75. The next morning, I wanted to tell people, hey, man, I really like this company, Polygon, and it was at 78 at that moment. And since then, it went over $2 last night. It went to like 213. It's like a 206 now or something like that. It's crazy, dude. I've more than doubled my money from Polygon already, which is just, of course, it makes me feel like I should have bought more. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I feel with all of this. But Polygon right now is Oh my God, it's 260. I've tripled my money now. It's 260. Wow, it's 261. It just keeps going. Holy mackerel. Anybody ever say that anymore? Wow. Any of you that got on Polygon, you're welcome. You're welcome. Holy moly. I didn't see that. Big O, get your producer to record some of your past comments to summon your wife. No need to talk or grunt. Jean-Luc says, crypto, bro, it's the future. Well, I mean, either get on board or let it pass you by. That's the way I look at it. Let's see what else.
Crypto, bro.
There we go. One guy says, Argentina's currency is pretty close to $1, but even the dollar is going down due to inflation. Oh, no, Biden's going to tear down that dollar. Biden is printing money like Bitcoin, okay? Right? You know, again, not to get political, the only reason the old man beat Trump was because one guy took the virus serious and the other one didn't. That's it. That's all. That's it. Not that anybody thought that Biden is going to be this economist and he's going to be this genius ready to like that. Give me a break, okay? That's all. The other guy, the orange man, takes the virus serious. He gets elected. Landslide. He wins. That's all it is. It was just about the damn virus. Look at the numbers, how that guy bought all the vaccines. He bought so many vaccines when he took over, he's now going to share some with some countries that need it now. You know, that's all it was. It was the key of just taking care of the damn the damn virus so everybody can get back to work and everybody can get their lives back. The whole thing about, no, don't wear a mask and don't do this and don't take it serious. You know, look at India and look at Brazil. Ignorance, and they don't have the what you need in order to combat the virus. So, one, you're ignorant, because obviously the Brazilian president and India, they were ignorant about it. Oh, no, it's not a serious thing. Well, look now. You know, but whatever, man. It is what it is. Big O, the one time I tried new investment platform, it was Unified Market. Still have yet to recover. I don't know what Unified Market is, my brother. I can only tell you about what I know about crypto, and I don't just throw my money around in crypto and this and that. If anybody follows me, I thoroughly check all the companies that I invest in, okay? You know, and to make sure that I'm putting something into it that, you know, that is a really good company and that they're solving real world issues. You know, that's kind of what I look for. RC says bleach didn't work. Big O, can you actually retire that crypto money into real money? Yeah, of course, dude. It is real money. Herman, that's the problem with it, is that people don't take it serious because they think it's a game. They think it's like a video game. They think it's like when you say coins, they don't take it serious. The coin is a stock. It's the same thing. Coin, stock, it's pretty much the same thing. So you're investing in companies, legitimate companies that have incredible business models. And so some of these companies are going to become the future Amazons and the future, Apples, and, you know, those kind of stocks that are just absolutely amazing. And so that's why you've got to find which ones they are. Like Cardano is another one that I strongly believe in. I've been talking about for months, and look at it now. It's blowing up. And I've said it'll be $5 by the end of the year. It's, you know, I'm probably underestimating it. It's probably going to be more. V-Chain I think will be $1 by the end of the year, maybe a little more. I've said Ethereum would be 5,000 by the end of the year. Looks like it's going to be a little more when it's all said and done. So, I don't like to go with the crazy number, but I do like to invest in the right companies that I know are doing things that will end up becoming, or at least I think they'll end up becoming profitable and very useful too in the process. So there you go. Big O, I hope you stocked up on some soup and popsicles. Yes, we are getting some ice cream. I don't know about the soup now. I'm wondering about the soup. Like, I got to make sure it's not too hot, right? I guess. I don't know. I got to ask the doc about that one. So, yeah. So there you go. I appreciate it. Good afternoon, Big O. Make sure you have some salt water or apple cider vinegar to gargle. Helps soothe the vocal cords. Good luck. Yeah, Brett, but it's not the vocal cords. It's a polyp. And I'm actually not sure if the salt water is good for a polyp. You know that hot water and salt, or the warm water and salt, I don't know if that's actually good for a polyp. I've been kind of afraid of doing that. You know what I mean? I get it for the vocal cords, but the polyp is the one that gets all irritated and messes with everything. And it's placed in a spot on my vocal cords that I can only do, the deeper voice. I can't go any lower. I can't do it. It's just, or high, you know what I mean? Or whatever, however you want to call it. But higher pitch voice, I can't do it at all because it's right where it's at. It just gets in the way completely. It's a weird thing, man. It's a weird thing. It really is. Any of you, I can't be the only one. One of you out there has had a damn polyp in your vocal cords for some reason. I would imagine coaches get it. Teachers get it because he told me, the doc says he sees a lot of teachers that come in and they have a polyp in their throat and they got to get it out, so what are you going to do? All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side. Got a bunch of things to talk about. Got some Dolphin stuff I want to talk about. Obviously, the Panthers are back in action tonight. Got some thoughts on the roundtable question of the day. I got also a very interesting soundbite from an NFL coach. I also want to talk about a story where the Heat, I guess, are going in a different direction, according to some. And we'll talk about that. I got a bunch of things to talk about. A little music news, too, to get inspired as concerts are coming. Music is coming. I love it, man. Jean-Luc says Polygon's at 256. Thanks for the tip last week, Big O. Well, then you're if you got on, Jean-Luc, tell me, when did you get on? Because when I sent it out, it was 78 cents for you guys. Okay? I'd love to know when you got on, because it's at 260 now. I want to know when you got on, okay? Because any of you that got on Polygon at that time on Saturday or Sunday during that weekend, you are just, as they say, riding high right now. You are loving life and don't sell. Jean-Luc, don't sell. Okay, do not sell. Hang in there. Don't get greedy. Now, let me put it this way. Don't get dumb and greedy. Because you think like, oh, no, let me get the money now, which is great, fine, but it's a dumb move. Because Polygon is going to go up and up and up and keep riding it. I think it'll go over $10 now this year. And let me tell you why, I think, before I go to the break. Until Ethereum solves its gas issues, Polygon is the cheaper way to get your transactions through the Ethereum network. And if you go through Ethereum, the gas fees are so high, they're charging sometimes more gas fees than what the actual transaction you're doing, which is crazy. I get it if you got a $150 transaction fee, but you're dealing with a $15,000 transaction. Okay, but if you're doing a $50 or $100 transaction and you're paying just as much in gas fees, that's just ridiculous. So that's what's hurting Ethereum right now, even though Ethereum's blowing up because everybody knows that the whole groundwork is laid in there. Once they add ETH2 and they add the EPPI, or I forgot exactly how it's pronounced, but to lower the gas fees, then Ethereum will take another step up and blow up even more. But meanwhile, more and more businesses and people are finding out that they got to go through the Polygon network to connect to their blockchain to do the transaction and save money in the process. So Polygon, I think, is now going to explode even more than what I thought this year. So ride it out and let it go more, because you're going to make more money as this year goes on. All right? And Herman, you got you just got to just sit back and learn a little bit more and find out and read, and you'll see that it's actually a very interesting investment. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side. If you want to get in, 888-441-4623, 888-441-4623. The text line, 844-416-8123. Back with more right here on OnsideRadio.com.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
I'm Ryan Seacrest. First responders are people who stand for a greater purpose. They will be there for you when nobody else is, to help you, your family, your community. This is their selfless promise. This is their sworn duty, to protect, to serve, to help. They put themselves in harm's way for us. They come to the rescue at times when we need them most. First responders are making enormous personal sacrifices to keep showing up for us and fighting the good fight. Nearly 70% of all firefighters are volunteers. That means when they get injured or quarantined, they may not have a way to pay their rent or keep their family safe and fed. No matter who you are or where you live, when you call 911 and ask for help, first responders show up. Now, let's show up for the people who show up for us every day and every night.
Go to firstrcf.org and make a difference today.
If you're looking for a change from the everyday restaurant, then you need to get to Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant in Pompano Beach. Brats, Wiener Schnitzel, homemade potato pancakes, pretzels with mustard, and lots of German beer. Take their famous Boot Tour Challenge, and there's now outdoor seating available in their new beer garden with live music. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Checkers Old Munchin Restaurant, or call them for reservations or pickup at 954-785-7565. So get over to 2209 East Atlantic Boulevard in Pompano Beach to Zagat-rated Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant.
Howdy, stranger.
Didn't this used to be Radio Town?
Yes, sir. It was Miami Sports Radio Town one time.
Who in the hell are these cowboys I never saw?
We don't know who these people are, riding in from other towns. There used to be a host in every one of these saloons, trying to talk about local matters, sports.
That ain't good, stranger. Could you tell me how this happened?
Well, it started when one corporation bought another, and they got rid of the good management and brought in a bunch of bumbling idiots and started firing all the local ranchers and replacing them one by one with these strangers from out of town.
I've heard that story before. Static and tumbleweeds, I'm moving on.
South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnsideRadio.com.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your InterMiami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where InterMiami and all Miami sports fans shop.
You can connect with us at OnsideRadio.com by sending us a text at 844-416-8123. Save it on your cell phone, 844-416-8123. No better place to send your comments, ask questions, win prizes. OnsideRadio.com, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan. InterMiami fans, time to find out more about your favorite soccer team with OnsideRadio.com's IMCF Football Focus. Here's Austin Robillard.
Sunday was an amazing day for the InterMiami CF organization. As we know, InterMiami CF took on FC Cincinnati on the road and defeated them 3-2 in their home opener. But also, the Heranitos, as they like to call them, Fort Lauderdale CF, took on FC Tucson at Drive Pink Stadium and had a significant victory that ended 5-1, where George Acosta stole the show. Both George Acosta and Gonzalo Higuain were named Player of the Week in their respective leagues, both in MLS and USL League One, and hopefully going forward, both these boys can keep on shining and get results for both of our teams.
Keep up with the latest on La Rosa Negra by subscribing on most platforms. Search Onside Radio.
Fede's earned the right to play. I think it's as simple as that. And what I wanted from Rodolfo was the same kind of influence when he came off the bench as what Fede had in the previous 4 or 5 games. And I think you saw that from both of them. Fede, probably the first chance that Rodolfo has had in the season where the keeper makes an unbelievable save when he nearly sticks in the back of the net. So, look, we've got a team of really good players. We've got a squad of good players. And, regardless of who you are or what your standing is in the team, we send out the best team to win the game. Rodolfo's going to be a big player for us. I'm convinced of that. Sometimes you just probably need to be brought out the line to be put back in later on, a couple of games, maybe 1 or 2 games, when you can have more of effect. And ultimately, I think everyone on the call would agree, Federico Higuain has been probably one of our best players and deserved the chance to play today.
Alrighty, welcome back. We take you till, I don't know what the hell we take you till. Well, no, actually, I got to be at 3 somewhere for my chest x-ray. So, yeah, we don't have a long show today. We haven't. I can't do a long show, unfortunately. But soon I can get back to normal again. I'll be able to do my show normally 3 hours every day. We're going to add our crypto show, to the station. Seriously, we're going to have a weekly crypto show. Dono and I are going to do a show. I don't know what time we'll do it at or whatever, but we're gonna rock out a crypto show at some point to have some fun with all of that. I've gotten so much into it, I feel like I can actually, maybe we can do like a half-hour show or something like that and just go off and have some interviews and give people some tips and some information, as they say. You guys can do whatever you want with it. RC in the 305 is correct. Hit that like button, please. Smash the hell out of that like button. It is one of the most important things that you can ever do for us. Support our sponsors who obviously help us keep this going and hopefully keep it alive for a long time to come. And obviously smash the like button and share and all of that. Tell other Heat fans and Doll fans and InterMiami fans and Panther fans and Canes fans about us so they can get on board, which is always a beautiful thing. So thank you all out there for always giving us the support that we need out there. Tampa and the Panthers are back in action tonight. Sam Bennett has been suspended. I mean, he smashed the hell out of that guy into the wall. I'm not surprised that he got suspended. The Coach Q, feels like I do. He doesn't trust Bob, so he's going with Chris Dreger. And that's the right move to make. You cannot afford to wait for Bob. And listen, again, the game on Sunday, I'm not putting all the blame on Bob. That's stupid. That's ignorant. That's unfair. But, because, the penalties didn't help out, the power plays, all that stuff. But Bob wasn't special. And that's the problem. And that's what Coach Q is seeing, what I'm seeing, what you're seeing, what all of us are seeing. Yeah, we know Bob has been special in the past. We know he's been incredibly great in the past, but he's not. He hasn't been for 2 years. Whether last season or this season, we have not seen the Bob that they signed 2 years ago. The guy that they expected Right now, Vinny Viola and Doug Sifu have got to be incredibly pissed that this guy is not on his head. So you got to give Chris Driedger the call. And this is what I told you last week when we had the roundtable question. And my answer was, well, you don't have anybody great there. This depth doesn't mean shit. It means jack crap, dude. Okay? Doesn't mean anything that you got two solid goaltenders. You need one great one in the playoffs. And you don't have it. And Chris Driedger isn't great. He's been good this year. He'll hit free agency. He'll get some money. But he's not great. He's had a better year than Bob, but he's not great. You need greatness. So we'll see if Chris Driedger tonight can become great. Because that's what he needs to become. If the Panthers are going to beat a team like the Lightning, they need to play the way Bobrovsky played 2 years ago when he was in Columbus and he shut them down 4 straight games. That's what you need. So we'll see if Chris has it to be that tonight. At 8 o'clock, I'll be watching, like I'm sure a lot of you will. NHL playoffs are just absolutely amazing. I wish the Panthers the best. I love my Panthers, but I'm always honest when I look at the teams. And to me, the weakness, it's not that they're bad, it's just they're not special. And it's a sad thing because this team is pretty damn good, dude. This team can score on anybody. But if you're going to play the game where you got to outscore them in every game, that doesn't fly in hockey. It just does not fly in hockey. You got to play defense, and you got to have an incredible goaltender. And so let's hope for the incredible tonight from Chris Driedger. Oh, and if Driedger is incredible tonight, guess who starts Game 3? Chris Driedger. You don't go back to Bob. That's the other thing. Chris Driedger has an opportunity right now to put a nail in the coffin of free agency for him. Like, if he actually kicks ass in this series, if he tonight shuts down Tampa or limits them to a goal, and Florida wins this game 3-1, 4-1, 4-2, something like that, and he has, 30-something saves and incredible saves, he will get to start in Game 3. He will then take over the job, and then when he hits free agency, he's going to make himself a lot of money. So there's a lot riding for Chris Driedger tonight. It's not just the future of the Panthers in the playoffs. It's not just evening the series. It's Chris Driedger fighting for his free agent life. He did a lot during the regular season. Now you will have a resume in the postseason. So if Chris kicks ass, he will get a big contract from somebody that isn't the Florida Panthers, because obviously they're going to go at night. And that's the other thing. These playoffs are doing many things. Elevating Chris Driedger. He's got an opportunity to head into free agency, make a lot of money. And if Bob is not special, next year, he's got to battle the young guy. And the young guy, the second the young guy starts to show life and consistency, Bob will be the most expensive backup in the NHL because he will no longer get a lion's share of the starts or even half the starts. That's what Bob is now fighting, embarrassment. So it's up to him. Does he have the pride? We'll find out. But because if he doesn't have what it takes to get back to what he used to be, then he is going to be labeled an absolute thief and a bust from here on out. There's a lot riding for Bob. There's a lot riding for Chris Driedger in these playoffs. So now it's Driedger's turn to absolutely put away Bob for a long time. I'm just saying. Okay? All right. So we'll find out tonight at 8 o'clock. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back on the other side, well, wait a minute. Is it a little too early? Am I still too early? No, we're good? Right on time? Yeah. Okay. All right, let's take a quick break. I do want to remind you, Thursday nights, 7 to 9, you can catch Fight Night with Alex Dono and James Walker. It's the show dedicated to combat sports. From UFC to boxing to bare-knuckle brawling, Alex and James provide combat sports fans the insight and interviews they crave. Tune in every Thursday night from 7 to 9 p.m. for Fight Night with Alex Dono and James Walker. Search and subscribe to the podcast by searching Fight Night on the home for combat sports, OnsideRadio.com.
Now streaming online.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan. Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com. Join the InterMiami family in 2021 by becoming a 2021 season ticket member. Enjoy enhanced access benefits and pricing not available to general fans. Visit InterMiamiCF.com/tickets for more information.
If you missed Man of the Match with Alex Dono, you missed.
And this happens in a lot of food polls, right? When I put out a food discussion, and I claim that one thing is better than the other, the people who are the fans of the thing that I don't like as much will always say, oh, you've never had my abuelita's tres leches. Well, no crap. I don't know your grandma. She's never invited me over. I hate that argument. It's like, oh, wait, you think tiramisu is better? You've never had my abuelita's homemade tres leches. Well, until she invites me over, bro, how am I supposed to try? You've clearly never been to Florence where they have great tiramisu, so don't give me your crap. You've never had my nonna's tiramisu.
Yeah, I haven't.
And you'll never have it. She's dead.
Oh, God.
You'll never have it.
I really wanted to.
You're SOL. She didn't save the recipe. It died with her.
Oh, no.
Man of the Match with Alex Dono on South Florida's home for sports talk, OnsideRadio.com. When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Keeping you informed in the world of sports. With an OnsideRadio.com sports update.
Florida Panthers center Sam Bennett has been suspended for Game 2 of the Panthers Lightning series by the NHL's Department of Player Safety. The team skate tonight. Puck drops at 8. Tampa Bay leads the series 1-0. The Miami Heat have announced that they will increase capacity to 8,600 for opening playoff series against the Milwaukee Bucks. The Miami Marlins open a series with the Philadelphia Phillies, who are the leaders of the National League East. Tonight, first pitch is at 7:05. InterMiami's next match is away at Chicago Fire FC Saturday night at 6 p.m. And you're listening to South Florida's only locally owned sports talk station. Coming up is more of the Onside Zone with the Big O right here at OnsideRadio.com.
Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. Sean Stanley hosts the Square Circle Digest.
But to be the man, you gotta beat the man. And I'm saying, woo, right here. I'm the man.
Now, wrestling fans have a place to call home as Sean covers the very colorful world of wrestling. Tune in every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on the home for sports fans worldwide, OnsideRadio.com. Onside Radio continues to grow. To make your life easier, you can now find your favorite sports station by downloading the MyTuner Radio app and listen to your favorite OnsideRadio.com host or catch a great InterMiami CF match. Go to your app store, download MyTuner Radio, and search Onside Radio, the home for the South Florida sports fan.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding.
Whoa!
Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Woohoo! Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
All right, we're back. Final segment of the first hour. If you want to get in on the program, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. By the way, congratulations to Steven and the folks at Miami Sports Music for the Fans. Yesterday, it debuted at 6 o'clock, and I got to tell you, I thought it went really, really well. It's a different kind of show. Obviously, it's a fan-driven show, and that's what we want. We're a sports station, okay? And in the 2020s, it's not the sports station that I grew up with and that I was involved with. It's different now. And on this sports station, we're going to talk soccer, which they don't on other stations. We're going to talk e-gaming, which they don't talk on other stations. All of our hosts are allowed to talk gambling because that's a big part of what we do. And then the other thing that I've always been pro, even though everywhere I've worked they've been anti, is fans. They don't want you to take phone calls. They don't want you to include the fans. That's never been me. We take your phone calls. We take your texts. We answer your stuff on YouTube, all that stuff. I interact with fans. In fact, Dan, a longtime listener of ours, showed up over at Dangerous Minds with several other fans that showed up for the game this past week, and I was there talking with Dan. He had been listening to me for years, and so same thing. And so I've always been the person that connects with the people that support us, but I've always been a part of businesses that don't want anything to do with you guys. Okay, at QAM and 790 and those places, they don't want to take your phone calls. They feel like it, and so we're different. We'll take your phone calls, we'll take your texts, we'll take your tweets, we'll read them, we'll exchange, we'll talk to you out in public, we'll hang out with you guys, all of that. And sports radio has changed, man. So, a show by the fans, I think that's kind of cool, as long as everything is kept, professionally. Which Steven does, I'm good with it, man. I think it's great to have the fans have a voice. You know what I mean? And I think that's pretty damn cool. And so Steven will be the guy that will kind of bring the fans together, and hopefully that show will grow. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that show has a ton of success, a ton of followers, a ton of downloaders, and it becomes something that we can actually expand on. You know what I'm saying? So speaking of that, the fans support the teams. They buy the jerseys and the tickets, but they never get the love they deserve on sports radio. OnsideRadio.com changes that with Miami Sports Music for the Fans, kind of like what I was saying. It's the show driven by Stephen D., representing Miami sports fans around the world. Tune in every night from 6 to 7 p.m. as Stephen D and the fans around the world drive the talk about your favorite South Florida sports team. OnsideRadio.com is dedicated to the Miami sports fan. So good job by Stephen D. You worked the show last night. Alex, I thought the show went very smooth, man. I thought you guys did a great job.
Yeah, it was a great show. Like, Stephen D, he knows his Dolphin stuff. He's a true fan at heart. It's great to see.
Yeah, it was fun, man. It was fun. I checked it out last night. I actually watched it on YouTube last night after things slowed down a little bit. And I'd finished studying up on crypto and watching a couple of programs. I then watched Steven do his thing, and it looked good too, the graphics, all that stuff. So I really liked it. I thought they did a really good job. So for you fans out there, there's a show for you guys, by you guys, and that, of course, will be every night from 6 to 7 p.m. Man, on Thursdays we go from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Because now we'll have Steven going after Dono, and then Dono coming back with James Walker for Fight Night, man. That's awesome. That's a lot of programming right there, my brothers and sisters. Let's see, what else do we have to talk about? Let's talk a little bit about Dan Campbell. And so Dan Campbell, as you all know, he was a interim head coach here after they fired, who the hell did they fire? It wasn't Sperano.
Philbin.
It was Philbin, that's right. It was Joe Philbin that got fired, and then he took over, ran the Oklahoma drill, rah crap. They played really well in those first two games. Remember, they ran all over Tennessee and all that stuff. And then kind of, whatever. It is what it is. He then goes to New Orleans, obviously, doesn't get the head coaching job here, is an assistant head coach over there and tight ends coach, all that. So now he has a shot with the Detroit Lions. And he's already made all kinds of, crazy-ass statements and all that stuff. And, he's a big raw guy and everything. I got to tell you something. I don't think this ends well. Okay? I just don't. Campbell just, the raw stuff only, and I remember it with Rex Ryan. It only lasts so long. At one point or another, there needs to be more substance behind it. And that was the problem with Rex Ryan, that he kept losing credibility as he kept opening his mouth and making all kinds of bold statements that, it's kind of the Top Gun line. Son, your ego's writing checks your body can't cash, that kind of stuff. So here's Dan Campbell on with Barstool and talking about what he would love to have at the Lions facility. Go ahead.
I'll tell you what I would really love to do just in general, and I've talked to Sheila about this. I don't think we're going to be able to do it, but I would love to literally just have a pet lion, just a legit pet lion on a chain, a big-ass chain, and he really is my pet. We just walk around the building. We go out to practice. We're in 7-on-7. We're behind the kicker when he's kicking. We're just there we are.
On the sidelines, yeah. Yeah, you should. You know what you should do is you should get two of them and put them on each sideline and just teach the guys not to go out of bounds. Don't avoid contact.
And on command, you could train him, like if one of your groups isn't doing well, you could just take him over to their section and just have him take a dump right there in the middle of where their section is at, and then bring him on back. Yeah. I mean, think about it. It'd be outstanding.
Before the game, you could walk the Lions up and down the opponent's sideline and have them pee and poop all over the sideline, and then they have to deal with that all game.
Yeah. That would be outstanding. We're going somewhere. The problem, I don't know if Peter's going to allow that. It's
I don't think so.
We would take great care of it. It would be fed well. It would be petted. It would be manicured. I might end up losing an arm because of it, but that would be even better, because it would validate this is a creature now. This is an animal. This is from the wild.
Would you give up an arm just to motivate your team?
Ooh, possibly.
For Super Bowl. If I said, Dan Campbell, you are going to win a Super Bowl in Detroit.
Yes.
There it is. One arm.
Yeah. I don't know what to say of this. Some of it is obviously hyperbolic out of all of this. He obviously is having fun with it. He's, it's tongue-in-cheek. But then there's a part of it that's kind of like real to him. You know what I mean? The fact that he wants to have it on a chain. And, but it would be fed well. It's like, what are you going to do? Keep it in a small little cage? Ron McGill, I saw this story on YouTube, and it must have been posted just a few months ago, and it was all about the Crandon Park Zoo. Okay, so now I'm going to lose like a whole bunch of you because some of you just moved to South Florida in the last 10, 15, 20, 25 years. You have no idea. You don't know what 30 years, you don't know what the Crandon Park Zoo is. If you've been here 5, 10, 20, 30 years, you don't know. Alex Aguirre doesn't know because he's too young, right? Did you know that Biscayne, that Crandon had a zoo back in the day?
Yeah, because my parents told me.
Okay, your parents told you. Okay, so yeah, your parents should know. So they had a zoo that we would go to as kids. And so Ron McGill went back to, the site where the stuff was and all that, and then went over some of the pictures. And he was actually sad about how they maintain the animals in those days. Because now it's different the way zoos are. They don't put them just in cages anymore. Now they have lairs and big wide areas that they can walk around and, really kind of like almost live like jungle-like settings, and they don't do that anymore. They don't put them in cages. But, here's Dan Campbell wants to put him in a small little cage and wants to have him around in a chain. And to me, this is all going to end like a disaster. And it's Rex Ryan Part 2. It's just, he weighs 150 pounds less than Rex Ryan. That's all. That's the only difference. But it's the same kind of Neanderthal approach that, I'm sorry, I get it. If you want to be physical and all that, that's great, dude. You want to be a tough guy, and that's great in football. But then there has to be the cerebral part of it, dude. Because the Belichicks of the world don't just beat you physically, they beat you with their minds constantly. Don Shula beat you with his mind constantly because he was one step ahead of his opponent, Bill Walsh, whatever, constantly. Sean Payton, yeah, he wants a tough team, but he's going to outthink you. And that's what a lot of these successful teams and successful coaches. And so to me, all of this is so much like Rex Ryan. That all this talk, it's fun. It's great for you and me to talk about it and laugh about it. Oh, yeah, Dan Campbell wants his own tire. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, he wants to run the Oklahoma drill. Ha, ha, ha. Until if you're not winning, this all ends. It's not funny anymore. It's unacceptable. It becomes an embarrassment. So that's why I kind of feel that this is just headed into a Rex Ryan-like, direction. And I get it. Rex had those 2 seasons that we all talk about, the AFC Championship game back-to-back years, and then every other year after that or any other team he was involved with after that, the Bills, the Jets, whatever, it was all about recapturing those 2 years that he was with them. It was just doesn't fly, man. It just doesn't fly. It's fun for us. We get to laugh about it. We get to talk about it. But in the end, ladies and gentlemen, that this is going to get old quickly in Detroit. And they've had a lot of losing in that place for over half a century now. They haven't had a good team. They haven't had a good organization. I just get the feeling that Dan Campbell's not the answer either when it's all said and done. So what are you going to do? All right, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. This Saturday, InterMiami fans, join us for every road game as we broadcast live from Dangerous Minds Brewing Company, 1901 North Federal Highway in Pompano. Come on out there, join me and Alex Dano. Enjoy the delicious food, incredible house drafts, and giveaways. InterMiami CF fans, your new home for every road game is Dangerous Minds Brewing Company in Pompano. Follow them on Twitter at Dangerous Minds B and on Instagram at Dangerous Minds Brewing.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan. Welcome to OnsideRadio.com. Broadcasting from South Florida to the world. No station in South Florida provides more live and local sports talk.
This is like rock and roll with no music.
Follow us on social media at Onside Radio.
When you want local sports, 1260 WLESPN.
We're live and local.
Yes, what she said.
Well, it's what they wrote.
Look at it this way, honey.
Oh, no, here we go.
At some point, this was all live, and wherever it came from, it was local there.
You get that look whenever you stretch the truth or when you need your laxative.
Ain't it awful? South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnsideRadio.com.
Now streaming online.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan. Time to get in the zone. The Onside Zone.
And look, man, I don't care if you're my wife. If I don't agree with you, I'm going to say it.
The Onside Zone.
I don't care how you win a championship, dude. You can draft it, you can buy it, you can trade for it. Just win, baby.
The Onside Zone.
You're not Aladdin rubbing the lamp and then Will Smith comes out and you ask him, hey, fix our dolphin problems. And there he goes. No, I'm sorry. It'd be nice if it was that easy, but it's not.
You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. You can connect with us at OnsideRadio.com by sending us a text at 844-416-8123. The Onside Zone with a big O.
All right. All right, we're back. Yes, Alex Aguirre driving the program. If you want to get in, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. If you want to get in on the show, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show if you want to get in. And, a couple things I want to get off my chest on the football side. First of all, I don't know where people get their information, and then sometimes the agenda for some folks out there, it's kind of scrubby. You know what I mean? And this happens in life, in news, in entertainment, but obviously in sports, which is what we're all about here on this station. I'll give you something that I just find it ridiculous. And so Mike Florio, and look, man, he looks like a decent dude. I think I met him once years ago. I don't know him from Adam. I think I met him at a Super Bowl event once that I was at. And look, the website does a good job of bringing all the NFL stories together. But on the flip side, it does a really poor job of throwing all kinds of crap stories that really aren't true. They're not going to be true, but he does this to kind of throw 4,000 stories against the wall, and then once in a while one of them sticks. So then they can hang their hat on that one. But most people then forget about the other 800 that were completely wrong. And so part of those 800 that are completely wrong that they throw out on a consistent basis is one involving Tua. And here is Florio again talking about Tua, talking about, do you have that ready? No? Okay, well, I'm going to play that cut for you in a minute, okay? But when you look at it, it's just, I don't understand where people get their material, you know? And are you that desperate to create material on your own? You know what I mean? It's when I was doing my podcast and Bill was by my side and we would put stuff together, you know, I would always tell him I'm not into creating talk out of something that I want to make up. You know, there's enough stuff out there that will be given to you that you can react from and talk about, that you don't have to make crap up in order to make your show interesting or your website or anything like that. Just not my style to make it sensationalistic for no reason at all, you know? And so that's why, to me, these stories about Tua and getting traded and, you know, for other players, and then when you watch what's going on, it's been the polar opposite of all of that, you know? So I'll play that cut for you in a minute when Alex has got that going. The other one that I want to react a little bit off of, Omar Kelly was on this morning with our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report. And I love Omar. Doesn't mean I agree with him all the time, okay? You know, I don't have to agree with everybody, not my friends, not my colleagues, not my associates, not my business partners, not my wife. I don't have to agree with everybody. And if I don't agree with you, I'm going to tell you, dude. I have no problem doing that. I'd rather tell you where I'm coming from than bull-faced lie, tell you one thing, and then behind the scenes, you know, just completely go in the other direction. That's not my style. May not be the most popular style, but I'd rather be that way. That's who I am. And so Omar, I think Omar at times doesn't put things in the proper context of life. And I think in a way today he was going back and forth with Kai because, you know, 70 players, a little over 70 players ended up showing up for the Dolphins at training camp. And, you know, after the Jawan James thing, the agents and then players, they were trying to see if they could boycott some of these workouts that are voluntary, right? And so Kai asked him about, hey, man, after all that, you know, a lot of people ended up reporting. And so here was Omar's reaction to it, and I want to go off of that reaction and kind of lay the groundwork to reality also that goes along those lines. Go ahead, Alex. Where are you? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. I guess Alex just stepped out right now. So when I was going to play one cut, it wasn't ready. Now this cut I want to play, and he's not there at the moment, so I gotta wait here. So I didn't even notice that he actually went out. So that's, you know, I'm in such a groove that I didn't even notice that he stepped out, so we couldn't play the Omar Kelly cut. But anyway, well, again, I guess I'll get to that one in a minute here too, when we'll talk about the Omar Kelly cut, because I thought it was one where it wasn't realistic. Okay, I thought he was looking at it from just a player's point of view, where I kind of look at it in life, period. So to me, it's kind of we have different, you know, points of view on the way we kind of view that thing. And I guess for me, it doesn't affect me nearly as much as it affects him, you know. And I get it that he walks into the locker room and he's got to, you know, talk to these guys. Well, lately he hasn't had to do that, but whatever, virtually and all this stuff. I've done that plenty of times myself. You know, I've been in that locker room many, many times over, and talking to players about real life things that goes on. And so, we'll play that cut for you in a minute, and we'll get that going too in the process. All right, let me get to the roundtable question, which is another football question, because this is going to be a football a football intensive what's it called, roundtable. I'm sorry, I'm doing multiple things at the same time. Let's see. All right, here we go. So I always put out the roundtable question every day for everybody. Today's roundtable question: in the offseason, several QBs changed teams. Currently, there are issues with Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, and Deshaun Watson. Add the fact John Gruden says one thing publicly, and privately he's rumored to be involved in several potential deals, including Derek Carr. Which one of these QBs gets traded first and why? Well, we've heard the whole Aaron Rodgers thing with the salary and that it's going to be very problematic for them to try to move him this year and this offseason, okay, because of the salary cap implications to all of this. They may have to wait till the following year. So I'm not sure if they're willing to do that or they're going to have to accommodate him and try to move him. But then they may have to also do things to their salary cap in the process because the salary cap gets accelerated, right? So Rodgers has that issue. Russell Wilson also has big salary cap issues in moving him. Deshaun Watson has a court case or cases that haven't even started, and he's got 22 plaintiffs. So if they do it individually, this is going to take forever. So Deshaun Watson is probably untradeable till next year, maybe for the NFL draft or offseason. I'm not exactly sure. It all depends on where he's going to be at. You know what I mean? So that's another one that becomes a problem. So Rodgers got cap issues, Russell Wilson with cap issues, Deshaun Watson with criminal issues, allegedly, and then Derek Carr, who's been obviously rumored to be traded for Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers in all of this. I don't know if he's going to trade for him for Deshaun Watson. Although I will say this, if Deshaun Watson gets traded to Las Vegas, it'll be a lot easier for him to find a lot of women that can massage him there in Vegas. And you know what they say, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So that might actually work for Deshaun Watson. I'm going to tell you who I think is actually going to get traded first. I actually think it's going to be Deshaun Watson. Because at one point or another, I think these court cases will get resolved at some point during the year. I don't think Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers get traded this summer or this year at all. I think they're going to have to wait till next year when their cap hits are a lot less and it doesn't force the teams to cut players and really tear up their teams and those kind of things. Plus, they're going to want a quarterback in return. And it could be Derek Carr. It could be one of those two. It could be Derek Carr. So I'm actually going to lean to the Mr. Massage, all right, in Deshaun Watson as getting traded first at some time late at the end of next year before the trading deadline, that maybe their court cases have moved along and there's some settlement issues and those kind of things, and maybe they can move him by the trading deadline or they move him immediately when the offseason starts. Okay? Rodgers and Russell, they're probably going to have to wait. I know Russell's going to have to wait for sure. There's no shot Russell gets traded this summer. No shot he gets traded during the year because if Seattle wants to have a good year, you don't trade Russell Wilson. That's the heart and soul of your team. Now, next year, maybe the crap hits the fan and he wants to move on, and I don't know. We'll see. And I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be the same thing. I think this is going to be an ugly year for the Packers when it's all said and done. So I'm going to go with Deshaun Watson being the first guy traded out of all those guys, which I think a lot of people would be surprised. But I think those court cases, once they start going, they'll move along quickly, and maybe some settlements will take place too at the same time when it's all said and done. So I'm going to go Deshaun Watson being the first guy traded out of that group. And it might be with Derek Carr being involved, actually. So there you go. All right, so that's the roundtable answer for you guys. Now, Mike Florio. So, again, if you're into sensationalism, then I understand. I see it in the news all the time. You see it in entertainment. And, of course, you see it in sports where they just go hyperbolic and they go exaggerating everything. And, you know, it's craziness, right? And Florio has been on this trip consistently about the Dolphins trading Tua. And he's been wrong overall. But he continues on it. And, again, that's kind of what this site does. Throws 800 things against the wall, and one of them sticks every once in a while, so they hang their hat on that. Here's Mike Florio talking about Tua still getting traded by the Dolphins.
I know it'll happen. The moment these cases are settled, if it happens, that's when the land rush begins for the Deshaun Watson contract. And the Texans still may get a decent return because even though this litigation took a lot of the steam out of the talk of, and somebody had told me at one point, 3 first-round picks for Deshaun Watson, ideally if one of them was a top 10 pick this year to make it happen. That subsided when we had 22 lawsuits to contend with. Those go away. If you get 2, 3, 4 teams at the table, then the value gets pumped back into this potential trade. And I know Peter's got the teams that he's put on the short list. I'd put the Dolphins and the Eagles at the top.
Yep.
And the Eagles are one that we've been saying for weeks now you need to keep an eye on. They desperately want a franchise quarterback. And, yes, they want to give Jalen Hurts the chance this year to show that he's the guy. But if they have an opportunity to get a guy who's shown he can do it and have him for 10 years, I think they will aggressively try to make something like that happen. The Dolphins have been very quiet about it, but there's a sense that they're lurking. And, you know, we never have gotten a wish list from Deshaun Watson, but I really think at this point, and I don't know how aggressive he would be with exercising his no-trade clause, and really every starting quarterback has a de facto no-trade clause because you're not going to trade for a guy that doesn't want to be there.
Right.
But Watson may be a lot less picky than he would have been before all this stuff happened because I think he'll just be glad to have a chance to go start up his career anywhere.
Again, to me, I get the Watson deal, but I don't get why he ever includes Tua in any of this stuff. And the Dolphins. The Dolphins have proven that they are building around Tua and that they're trying to move forward and get the right pieces around him, like they got the speed receivers that'll make the quick catches and get the yak. They got 2 tight ends. And the more you hear about Hunter, the more you hear that the Dolphins may have gotten one of the steals of the draft because there's a lot of people around the league that actually wanted Hunter. There's a lot of people in the league that wanted the safety too, I'm told. Those are 2 like under the radar prospects that a lot of people thought would last and they wanted them in a big time way. So it's interesting. So they got the 2 tight ends. And then you got Parker and you got Preston Williams that can also add to everything that you have with Fuller and Jalen Waddle. I just think that there isn't any proof out there that shows you that Miami's trying to trade him or that Miami wants to trade him. I think there's more proof that they're excited about his return and they're excited to see how he looks now in year 2. And from everything you hear behind the scenes and things that you see on video, I think it's going to be a pretty exciting time, man. I really do. I just don't understand where people like Florio continue with the Dolphins are going to they're shopping. They're going to try to move Tua. I just don't see that at all. Now, if he fails over the next year or 2, that he doesn't develop into that quarterback, then I can see them actually trying to move him. Lisa says, why the hell is Rich Eisen still talking about a Watson trade to the Finns? I just saw that story. So sick of it. Again, Eisen, Florio, to me, I don't get any of it. They have proven that they're going in the Tua direction the entire time, pretty much. Would they have inquired about Watson? Of course they would have, but they would want low-hanging fruit. And at this point now, I don't think you want to make that move for Watson. Watson has proven this, at least, okay? He's not smart. He's not a guy you can trust away from the building anymore. That's what he's proven. Because a guy of his stature is working IG to get laid. Wow, dude, you're looking for trouble, is what you're looking for. That's not going to end well. Okay? I'm just saying. If you're a guy like that, that's a bad look, and something's gonna happen to you, like already has, and it's gonna continue to happen, and who's to say you're gonna learn your lesson? So I personally would not touch Watson anymore, knowing that he doesn't have common sense. And he's the most important player in your franchise. And meanwhile, you don't know what he's doing away from the building and how he's going to get in trouble again. Because he clearly has some issues. That even if he didn't rape any of these women, but if you're just calling complete strangers to come on over, to massage you, to then lead to sex, and you're setting yourself, as you all know, that's not going to end well. What do we have here? Most national pundits keep talking to Watson, etc., because they love the Finns' drama the last 2 years, supposedly tanking, epic trades, etc. Finns are media content for these national TV idiots. You could be right. You could be right. Figure that they wheel and deal a lot, more wheeling and dealing. I kind of like that that theory behind it. I like that. Ray says the Texans will get a much lower comp for Watson now, and yes, I can see him going to the Raiders. Gruden never liked Carr. Yeah, no matter how much Gruden talks about Carr, he's always behind the scenes, mixed in any of these trades. So, to me, that's where I just don't get it. I really don't. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back with more right here on OnsideRadio.com.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
Riddle me this. With all this sizzling meat and crunchy veggies nestled between toasty flatbread, who should get credit for Papa John's new papadilla? The person who invented pizza or the person who invented folding? Well, whoever it is, a tip of the tongue hat to you, sir or madam. Get a new papadilla, 4 flavors, just $6 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, better than a sandwich. Papa John's.
Big O for M&S Air Conditioning. You know, air quality in your home and business is more important than ever. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning and let them install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit. Folks, it attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. With stellar customer service, answering your call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. For more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans, visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
At OnsideRadio.com, we chirp all day and night. It's time to do some more chirping with David Dwork at our Chirping the Cats report.
The Panthers will be missing one of their top forwards for Game 2 of their first-round playoff series against the Tampa Bay Lightning tonight after the NHL Department of Player Safety suspended Sam Bennett for 1 game. Bennett checked Tampa forward Blake Coleman into the boards during the third period on Sunday, and while he was given a 2-minute minor for charging, the league deemed the play a bit more severe and issued the suspension. The hit was just one of several that could potentially have been reviewed by the league, as the physical play between the two teams has been a highlight in each of their recent games. If the Panthers want to even this series and avoid dropping consecutive games at home, they'll have to stay out of the penalty box. Tampa scored on 3 of their 4 power play opportunities during Game 1, led by their superstar sniper Nikita Kucherov, who had a pair of goals while on the man advantage. The Panthers are expecting another limited-capacity sellout crowd of over 9,600 fans at the BB&T Center for Game 2, and the puck drops on all the action at 8 o'clock.
Keep up with the latest on the Florida Panthers by subscribing on most platforms by searching Onside Radio, your home for South Florida sports. If you missed Man of the Match with Alex Dano, you missed.
I think we need to normalize the nickname Dick again. There used to be a lot of dicks. Now, people think about the male anatomy. I don't know why we can't use Dick as a nick. There was something the strong, silent type would have the name Dick. Yeah, sure, it was a nickname for Richard, but Richards now will just go by Rich or Richard. Like, nobody goes by Dick anymore. I think we need to normalize Dick.
Man of the Match with Alex Dano from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right. Little air guitar and everything for you. Somebody complimented, yes, a little Seven Dust today. I want to see the boys again. I haven't seen Seven Dust in a while. I haven't seen a lot of bands in over a year. So I want to start getting into concerts again, man. Which, by the way, I do have some concert news. Got a new music festival. It's called the Bottle Rock Napa Valley. And it's actually pretty cool. The Bottle Rock Napa Valley concert, and they're about to start selling, again, it's out west, the Bottle Rock Napa Valley concert, but they are going to have some pretty cool bands opening up for it, so I'm actually looking forward to it. They've got Guns N' Roses, Stevie Nicks, the Foo Fighters, Miley Cyrus, let's see, Cage the Elephant, Portugal the Man, Young the Giant. Some of you may like Jimmy Eats World. Let's see. Maybe our boy Tyler's going to be there because Jack Harlow is there. Not that I like Jack Harlow, but a bunch of Diggable Planets is going to be there. That's a little throwback there. I'm looking at the list, but there's some big names on it, and so I'm looking forward to maybe going to that concert. It's in September. I don't know. It's back in Napa Valley. Food, music, wine. Not bad. September 3rd through the 5th. That might be one I might go to. Alice Cooper and Ace Frehley. They're going to have a fall tour. They got a local date, October 10th, at the I Think Amphitheater in West Palm Beach. I got to ask something. I'm going to ask something that might be a little disrespectful. Are you ready for this? Can Alice Cooper and Ace Frehley fill up I Think Amphitheater? Something tells me that's too much of a venue for... I love Alice Cooper, man, but Alice Cooper isn't at the point anymore where he fills those kind of places. And Ace Frehley I love too, but he doesn't have the kind of catalog. Now, unless Kiss fans are really going to show up in a big-time way, then maybe you could fill it up, but he's the opening act. So you're not getting a full set from him. Full set comes from Alice Cooper. And I love Alice, and I'm sure he'll have Oren Thani jamming, but I kind of get the feeling that one's going to be one of those that's maybe at 50 or 60% capacity max. I don't know. I almost feel like Alice Cooper and Ace Frehley should be at the Pompano Beach Amphitheater, not at the I Think. I'm just saying. Anyway, and then a concert I already have tickets I'm going to, which is Green Day, Weezer, Fall Out Boy, and The Interrupters. I love it. I love the Interrupters. I am such a huge Interrupters fan. I think it's a fantastic ska band. And so I like Weezer and Fall Out Boy. I like them, but Green Day I love. And if you've never seen Green Day in concert, they are exceptional. Billy Joe and the Boys, jam. All right, another thing that I want to talk about, I mentioned to you, was Omar Kelly. So Omar was on this morning with Kai, and Kai asked him about, which was a great question because there was some talk about players boycotting these voluntary workouts, all of that, and Miami had over 70 players show up. And so Kai asked him about that, and here was Omar's response on why players showed up. Go ahead.
Absolutely, no question about it. The league made a strong-arm move to make an example of Jawan James that sent ramifications throughout the entire league, and everybody's getting back to work like the good little soldiers that they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
You want your money? Let's do this off-season training. Now, to Brian Flores and the coaching staff's benefit, they supposedly scaled it down, but this is phase 2. They're not supposed to be doing anything serious or substantial anyway. So a lot of that is just all posturing to save face.
Now, listen, and there's more to that cut where he talks about, cutting what's it called, Cousins and cutting Vanoy and all that, and sending a message that you can be replaced. That was also part of that. And let me tell you something. Here's where I think Omar has a myopic point of view of what's going on. And he's kind of just thinking about the players. And this is life. It's life, dude. I'm sitting there working at QAM, and they fire my producer, Brandon Rodriguez, for no reason at all. They fire JT Wilcox for no reason at all. Curtis Stevenson for no reason at all. And they just wanted to make budget cuts because they were going to sell the business, so they wanted to cut overhead and cut as many people as they possibly can and then overwork the people that are there. And then they've continued to do that as obviously the company's lost money. They're down to, on QAM, they're down to 1 live show. 790, they're down to 3 live shows, and they keep pumping in national stuff. I watched it, dude. I watched Jade Alexander, who was one of the best human beings you could ever work with. I don't know her personally, okay? I only knew her professionally inside the building. And look, let me tell you something. I'll tell you right up. I'm a hard ass, bro. I'm not going to take a lot of crap from people. I'm just not. That's not who I am. But there's a lot of people in our business that will take the crap and they'll deal with it and they'll want to survive and all that. And I was like that maybe 15 years ago, okay? I haven't been like that in a long time because I get to a point where I'm just kind of tired of the BS and the lies. And so when you're just BSing me and lying, I don't sit there and say, oh, okay, no, I tell you, hey, what the hell are you talking about? And I'll call you out right there and then. I don't care who you are. Seriously. So I get if you end up having an issue with me because I'm not going to take your shit. But Jade Alexander is one of the most decent human beings in the world. She got along great with all her clients. She was bringing in a boatload of money, and they fired her for no reason at all. And how many of your businesses do they fire the person that has tenure because they want to bring somebody in younger that they pay half of that money? Teachers, they're trying to push older teachers out. They want their asses to get to retirement quickly. Why? Because they want to hire a younger teacher for less than half the pay that they're paying them. This goes on in life all over the place. Plenty of businesses are looking to replace you if they get a chance. It's not football. It's not just football where they figured out, hey, you know what? Andrew Van Ginkel's playing pretty well. We could draft somebody else. Let's get rid of Kyle and have Van Noy's salary. We like him, but you know what? Considering what we're paying him and what he's producing, we got limited money this year. We lost money in the cap. If we had $20 more million, maybe we keep him around for another season. But this year, you know what? We're going to move on from him. That's life. That's life, man. And when they moved, damn it, what's the name of the safety they just cut there, Alex? Bobby McCain. When they moved Bobby McCain to free safety because they needed somebody to fill that because, as we've talked about for a while now, they want their safeties to have real good cover skills. So the safeties they had here in Miami did not have any cover skills. Rashad Jones and what was the other guy they got from the Rams that was here? Those guys sucked. They couldn't cover. And so they had to then change their safeties. So Bobby McCain's days were numbered the second they moved him to free safety. Everybody knows that, unless you wanted to move him back to nickel. But then you go and you have already a nickel corner, plus you added Javon Holland, who can then step in and play a little nickel if somebody's being a pain in the ass in a game and you want to put somebody better on him, then you bring Javon in and you think you can shut him down. So what, that Bobby McCain ends up becoming a casualty? You know, that's where when I heard Omar talk about that, I kind of tripped out because that's life, dude. That's life. If the business can find somebody that they think can do the job as good as you or close, then and they can pay them a fraction, they're going to do it right away. That's the reality of life, man. That's everywhere. That's not just the NFL. That's everywhere. Loyalty is a thing of the past. It's very few people that are loyal anymore. Everybody's looking for the best job, the next best job. If you're smart, you're not loyal to your current boss. You find another one, you're out of here, dude. That's just the way it is. So I thought there was a little naivete going on in that comment with Omar because that's what you got to deal with all over the place. The guy that follows me at 3 o'clock, do you know how many times that guy's been screwed at that place? And he's better than most of the people that are on the air over the last few years. Yet, they're constantly screwing with him. One, because they don't know what the hell they're doing. But Alex Dono is a hell of a radio host. Hell of a human being, too, by the way. Even better human being than host. But, you know, that's why he was the first guy I called. Hey, let's go. Let's get this. Let's roll. Because I know his talents. And he's really good. But it's just it's a cold world. It's not the NFL. It's everywhere it's cold. And hell, we just went through a pandemic and a lot of people ended up losing their jobs and their businesses and things like that. And some people, you know what? Maybe their business bounced back and they thought they would still be an employee and they didn't have that job waiting for them. So let's not make it sound like football is the only cold and cruel business. Life, ladies and gentlemen, is cold and cruel. All right, we're out of here. We will see you guys tomorrow. Appreciate all of you out there, as always, tuning in. Alex Aguirre, thank you, sir, for your work, as always. Be safe out there. Stay tuned. Alex Dono will be coming your way at 3 o'clock. Don't forget that every day at Onside Radio, our hosts sit down at the round table to tackle the most important local or national sports headlines. The round table is podcasted daily. Search Onside Radio on all platforms. Subscribe, rate, and review to listen to all kinds of station segments. OnsideRadio.com is the home for South Florida sports.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. If you missed NBA insider Ira Winderman and the Acura